There's a chance that Sean Combs could be acquitted from all charges against him because the government is doing a sloppy job of representing their cases. Of course, there are victims in this courtroom, but many of them are out of statute of limitations, and other key witnesses are giving bogus testimonies. The government seems to have known that their stories were phony from the start, and at this point, we've got a mix of true evil with much confusion. I'm worried if the prosecutors don't take this case more seriously, that Diddy will be a free man. So let's get into it. Now that we're getting closer towards the end of Diddy's trial, I'm getting more concerned that he might be able to walk away free because he's got a crazy set of lawyers. They're super intense, they're intimidating, and they're going very tough on all of the people who are testifying. Like Briana, who recently took the stand and had some really horrific stories about Diddy, was grilled by his lawyers to the point where people are starting to question if she's even telling the truth. She's actually suing Diddy for $10 million. She claims that Diddy came over to Cassie's apartment and attempted to grab her inappropriately. She claims that when she resisted, he allegedly took her out to the balcony and held her off of it, like a 17th floor balcony. So if you drop, you are donezo. I would say that's like attempted unaliving, right? Like you could go to prison for just that. Briana said in court that at one time she was sleeping on the couch with her ex-girlfriend when Diddy stopped by. She said she brought her ex to the bathroom to shield her from what she thought was going to happen next. Briana claims that she stepped out onto the balcony, which was probably not a good idea, but she had no idea that when she was going to smoke, that Diddy was going to come up behind her and hang her off the railing. He started to yell, "You know what the F you did," but she responded that she didn't know. Diddy then tossed her against the balcony furniture. Briana claims that Cassie stepped onto the balcony and asked Diddy, "Did you just hang her over the balcony?" Briana claims that then Diddy left and she was left with all of these bruises and injuries because of his attack. She testified that she had a leg injury and neck issues after Diddy attacked her. Prosecution presented photos of these injuries, a large bruise and a hole in her leg as well as patches on her neck and back. The prosecution says that these photos have metadata that indicate that they were taken on September 26, 2016, but Diddy's team fought back against the date, pointing out that he was on the East Coast during that time and he couldn't have been in LA when Briana claims the incident went down. Briana did have trouble remembering key details of the incident in her recounts, changing what she said she was smoking on the balcony to saying that she couldn't quite recall a bit during of the retelling of it. Now, one of our friends, Emily, knows everything on Instagram. She's also known as a Green Girl on the Kanye post. She actually did a podcast with me not too long ago. Shout out to her. She was there in the courtroom and she had some criticism for Briana.
That was the worst witness to ever take the stand. You guys, Diddy's team just crushed Bana, one of Cassie's longest friends and drug partners. They called her a drug partner because she would buy the drugs for Cassie. I'm going to write an article later titled, "I don't remember." This woman said, "I don't remember," about 50 to 100 times during her testimony. Do you remember your interview with the government 2 days ago? I don't remember. She doesn't remember anything. And not only that, they pointed out so many inconsistencies with her story. The entire courtroom right now just walked out like this.
Leaving the jury stunned like that is not a good look for the prosecutors trying to lock up Diddy because it makes their team look really weak. Like, why would you even put someone on the stand if they can't remember anything? And those are the kind of moments that could lead to someone in the jury saying, you know what, I think there's a chance that he could maybe not be guilty. And then he walks free. And I'm sure Diddy could go and then sue the government for wrongful prosecution. Diddy actually might be kicked out of the courtroom. He's supposedly mean mugging some of the jurors and giving them looks, trying to intimidate them. That's not surprising because we know Diddy's character and what he's put a lot of people through. And I'm sure there's at least one of those jurors who are a little bit intimidated by him or have maybe been intimidated or threatened by someone before. And it doesn't help whenever Diddy is doing all these theatrics in the courtroom. Supposedly when Diddy's lawyer Mark was tearing apart Briana, Diddy was just shaking his head vigorously, and the judge, of course, did not like that. The judge's concern seems to be that Diddy's behavior could sway jurors, conveying them to agree with questions from his attorneys or answers that Briana was given at the time. Unfortunately, Briana's testimony has more power than what you guys probably think, because she could be the reason why there is a mistrial. Essentially, Diddy's lawyers wrote a letter claiming the government knew that she was not ready for this testimony, that her story was not 100% factual, and they still put her on the stand. What she said was materially false, and it's like wrong for them to do that. It shows that there is prosecutorial misconduct, which shows that, like, I guess the lawyers that are representing the government knew they were being shady by putting her up there. Miss, I don't remember. They also say that the government was fully aware that Diddy wasn't even in Los Angeles on September 26th when these photos were taken and the incident went down. He was in New York between the 24th and the 29th, and they say the government had the records and they knew this, yet they still put her on the stand knowing that she has holes in her story, which is wrong. Even though we are dealing with some really complicated things and there's some effed up things that both of these lawyers are doing, we have to follow some code of ethics. And if the judge looks at this and agrees with them, they could just go and file for a mistrial. Now, a woman we believe to be Daphne Joy, who we're going to call Jane here because she's going by Jane in the trial. She's trying to be anonymous, but she's opening up about her experiences with Diddy, claiming that there was this freak-off relationship she had with him, and she felt obligated to continue doing it because she needed money for rent. She's using this pseudonym, and she's a former girlfriend of Diddy. She was in a relationship with him around 2021, so not that long ago, and she's listed as victim number 2. Jane has testified about the details of the hotel nights that they called FOs, freak-offs, she participated in, and there were audio messages that Diddy had sent to her that were played for the jury. As I alluded to earlier, a lot of people believe that victim number 2 is Daphne Joy, who is 50 Cent's baby mama. It's all coming full circle because years back, he tried to get custody of their child because she was an SCX worker at the time.
50 Cent is reportedly seeking full custody of his son after his baby mama Daphne Joy was named as a S worker in the Diddy lawsuit. Now, if you guys do not know, the mother of 50 Cent's son, Syer, Daphne Joy, was named in the lawsuit against Diddy. They're claiming that Daphne used to get a monthly stipend in cash or as a wire transfer to participate as Diddy's S worker. Now, shortly after 50 Cent saw this, he did take to social media to troll his baby mama a little bit. Source close to 50 Cent told Us Weekly that after Daphne's recent involvement in the Diddy lawsuit, 50 Cent is actually seeking full custody of his son, Syer.
We all know that 50 Cent does not like Diddy. He's producing a Netflix documentary exposing Diddy's actions. But I feel like Daphne Joy here could be the missing part, the reason why 50 and Diddy do not like each other, because they at one time dated this woman.
On their first date, Jane says that Diddy really wined and dined her. She described him as funny, charismatic, larger than life. And it was on that date that Jane says they started opening up about past relationships, and she told him about another famous man that she used to date and had a son with that Diddy hates.
Now, it looks like Jane, Daphne here, was in a relationship with Diddy between May 2021 through 2024. She recalls an incident in Las Vegas where she wanted to use protection, but she says Diddy did not want to see any rubbers anywhere. She testified that she signed a love contract where Diddy would pay her $10K a month, which she used for rent. She also claims that Diddy is still paying her rent despite the fact that she's testifying against him. Which, that's pretty wild. He's sitting in the courtroom like, damn it, I should have canceled that before I got arrested.
Jane said that Sean Combs is still paying her rent for the home that she lives in today, meaning that he is paying for her rent while she is testifying against him in his criminal trial.
During one emotional part of her testimony, she revealed to the court that during a blowout bash to mark Diddy's embarking on a sobriety journey, she hooked up with 2 men before she says she rushed to the bathroom to vomit. While she was in the bathroom, she says that Diddy walked in and asked her if she was okay. She said that she felt sick. He basically told her that she needed to get it together because a third guy was ready for her. An audio message was played in court where Diddy tells her that she needs to get on her job, that she needs to do the job that he's paying her for. He doesn't say what he means, but she testified that she felt like she needed to keep participating to keep him happy and keep the money coming her way. We do have a voicemail that's being questioned right now. It's a piece of evidence that's floating around, and I wanted you guys to hear it. It doesn't necessarily prove anything, but it gives you an idea.
Hey, I really don't know what's going on with you, but I just want to give you a heads up that I'm about to really disappear on you. You feel me? I'm not gonna be playing these games with you at all, at all. So I don't know. You think you silent treating me, and you think I'm gonna be nah. You'll have a rude awakening. You'll just have silence, and ain't nobody threatening you. And I ain't trying to go back and forth with no woman. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, I ain't got no time for no motherfucking games. Where my life is at right now, I don't have no time for no games, baby girl. Me and you can be mad. I can have a spat. We can have whatever. Then after that, you better get on your job. That's really that's all it is. Cause you got me on my job. Nah, it ain't never gonna work like that over here. You know what I'm saying? I was trying not to leave this message, but you have left me no choice.
Like many of Diddy's FOs, she took ecstasy as part of the endeavor to help numb her feelings during it. She testified that she actually had 2 FOs up until a month before Diddy was arrested in New York. She says her body was sore after and talked about the medical issues that she suffered during the relationship. She testified that she cried on 2 separate occasions following hotel night sessions. She said once she was expecting a date night, but then it was just gonna be the 2 of them, but he brought an entertainer and claiming it would be quick, but it lasted 18 hours. She described a second occurrence of crying after a hotel night. She was in the shower and very high on these drugs. Prosecutors asked her if she described these moments as work, and she said it was work from start to finish. Now, despite all of this evidence, this one person writes, "Call me crazy, but I think there's a good chance he'll be acquitted. So far, the prosecution has proved that he's a freak and a bad dude, but the jury will think that what they've been presented so far is criminal? I mean, I don't know. It's a toss-up." And that's true, because a lot of this seems like very intimate and like it's uncomfortable to talk about, but I don't know if is it federally illegal? I mean, hiring these workers are, but I don't know how much time he would spend for that. Now, there was a moment where there was a huge blowout in the courtroom. Now, this woman was in the courtroom and she started screaming and swearing, saying it's not an effing game, calling out to Diddy, saying they're coming after you. The judge ordered her to be removed and she was quickly escorted out of the courtroom. Now, after she was kicked out of the courtroom, of course, a lot of people wanted to ask her, like, what's up? Like, why did you do that? And here's a clip of her trying to explain herself.
I said, it's not okay. It's not nice. It's not nice. This black man is sitting in there. It's not okay. It's not okay. No, it's not.
When you were removed from the courtroom, did you manage to see Diddy's reaction at all?
I saw Diddy when he did like this. That's it. Sean John Combs is inspirational. He is perfection walking. There's no such other black man that I know that went from looking the way he did in 1993 when he first came out.
Do you have any regrets?
Not one. You cannot live with regrets.
Wait, the way that I'm stunned right now, we've got like a Diddy defender over here. This comment reads, "Who paid her for the performance?" And quite a performance that she gave. It's actually really disappointing to see that people even see him in like this godly figure. Like, please don't let that get to his head. I want to hear what you guys think in the comments below. Will you be following this until the very end? You guys know I will be. So make sure you subscribe and I'll see you in a new video soon. Bye, guys.